For me, genuinely, the biggest takeaway was just kind of getting instilled with this problem solving and scientific method, research approach that is given in all different aspects of research. When I first came onto campus, I was doing volunteer research for a professor in the Shar School doing policy research, even though I came on as mechanical engineering major. I just emailed a bunch of professors and said, I'm willing to work for free. I just want to get started and I want to learn and I want to get my hands dirty right from the start. And, the same fundamental principle that we use there, which is, finding something interesting in the world, asking a question about it, discovering all we can and reporting our learnings. That's the same thing I carried on to my later projects. That's the same thing I carry now into other aspects of my life. So my favorite part of all the research, obviously the projects are great. The mentorship is great, but just the most valuable takeaway, at least for me from all of it, is finding a way to apply the scientific method to get problems solved, to find out new things. That's like an invaluable takeaway for me. I've had the opportunity of working with Dr. Kong in the mechanical engineering department for all 4 years of my time at Mason. So right once I came on campus, he's one of the folks that I emailed and said, I'm really interested in getting involved in research. I know I don't have much to bring to the table right now, but I can promise that I'll learn what I can and I'll do what I can to be valuable from the start. And he took a chance on me, as a freshman, had not even taken any mechanical engineering classes. For him to bring me on was, probably a risk that he took, but I really appreciate the investment that he made in me. We spent a lot of time doing literature review, and he taught me fundamentals of the classes that I ended up taking 2-3 years later so I could understand his research. And, I'm now in my last semester here at Mason, and I'm still doing research with him. And it's been a really cool relationship to bond with each other and to learn and to grow. And it's cool that my first semester at Mason was also his first semester at Mason, and we've kind of grown into the last 4 years here together. The biggest piece of advice I can give is just to get your hands dirty as soon as you can. If it's something you think you're interested in, and even if it's not, it's something that you should try and learn and know about. I actually, unfortunately, it ended up getting canceled, but I had a TEDxGMU talk scheduled for last year that got canceled, but it was about how I've learned to apply the scientific method in all aspects of my life. This kind of ask questions about the world, design an experiment to answer that question, go gather data, reflect on what you've learned, and then apply those learnings. That's something that is valuable to you, whether you're an English major, an engineering major, a history major, or dance major. So this kind of stereotype around like you have to do research in the hard sciences, or what a lot of people think of as research, a guy in a lab coat in the lab. I've been that guy, that's what I'm doing now, but that's not the most valuable takeaway from it. So if I'm a student and could go back and do it again, or talking to other students who are sitting in my shoes when I was starting here, is just get started, try something, find a project that you're interested in, even if it's not your major. I wasn't learning anything in school about police brutality research, but it's something I was interested in and passionate about, and the professor let me get involved. And the skills that I take away from that are valuable, and the research that I do now that's related to my major that will get published, and it's related to my classes, but it's also just a good framework to have for generally going about through life.